Hi, everyone. This is Miley Martin from Student Activities at Fresno City College with another FCC Spotlight on Asian American Month. Joining me today is Karen Crocket, who teaches English at Fresno City College. Hi, Karen. Good to see you.
Miley, thank
I
you.
love your background. That's beautiful. Shoji screens, Japanese, correct?
Yes, it is. And this is my dream house.
Oh,
I've never been to Japan, so someday I'm going to visit. And I was hoping to take my mother, but I don't think that's going to be possible. But I would love to visit a place like this. Definitely.
mm. Well, I'll share. I did spend my sophomore year in Japan.
Oh,
Um, I did a 3-month internship. Well, actually, it was a 9-month internship, but great experience. And Japan's beautiful. If you can go, I really encourage you to go. So,
definitely.
Karen, you have a passion for teaching English here at Fresno City College.
Mhm.
You have taught for over 20 some years, I believe. And I want to find out what motivated you to go into teaching and how you celebrate Asian American Month with your students or in the classroom.
Okay. Actually, I never considered teaching English. I was in the program for deaf education, and somehow I think I had a friend who was in the English grad school, and he said you should probably try this because I love to read. So I tried it. I was shocked. I stayed. um, and let's see, as far as teaching Asian American, celebrating Asian American Month, I don't celebrate Asian American Month because limiting the successes and the accomplishments of Asians to 1 month is not enough. In fact, the successes and contributions of all ethnicities are a daily thing in my classroom. So I don't limit it to a month, but I have to say, because of a very powerful group of Asian Americans on our campus who recently gave a TED talk that was just inspirational um, about Asian hate crimes. During spring break, I created a new unit for my class. I have the UCA, United Southeast Asian American class, and I created a new unit for them on the Asian exclusion. So this month we are reading all about Asian exclusions that have happened through back to the 1800s.
Mm.
And we're assessing how it affects us today and how we can tackle it.
That is awesome. You mentioned the United Southeast Asian Academic Program, UCA program at Fresno City College. I know it was started back in the late 90s, 97 maybe, 98, to support our Southeast Asian students, our Cambodian, Laotian, Vietnamese, Hmong students. So I know you've seen a lot, you've been hands-on with these students in this mentoring program. In what capacity do you support the program, and what has your involvement been with the UCL program?
Well, let's see. I've been involved for approximately 15 years on and off. Um, One of the founding members, Lee Herrick, asked me if I'd be interested. I think this was like 3 to 5 years after its inception in 1997. And of course, I said yes. I had already been teaching in another program called the Adile program, which Adile in Yoruba means the heart of the family. So I love the special programs on campus because I get more time with the students, and I naturally said yes. So the program has been wonderful. I work with an incredible group of people: Cami Tepavong, Chai Her, John Cho. It's just a pleasure. And in that capacity, we all do a number of things with the students, and I get a lot more time with the students, which is fantastic. We, pre-pandemic, would drive students to UC and CSU campuses. When we could stay overnight, we would chaperone students. We have picnics and hikes and invite mentors in. Like tonight, we have a pharmacist coming in to speak to the students at 6 o'clock. So all of this interaction is wonderful because unlike the limited time that you have with students in a regular classroom, in the UCI program and the other programs that I've taught in, it's much more interaction, and I love it.
Wow, that's amazing. Um, I know this program is so important for students. Have you seen growth in our Southeast Asian students in terms of, I know it's a 1 year program for these students. Do you see them using this program and being successful with all
Oh,
the support that they do get?
absolutely. I have students come back and tell me the wonderful things they're doing. In fact, I'm not sure if the pharmacist that we have speaking tonight is who I think it is because her was putting that together. But our guest speaker for our end of the year celebration last year, I believe, was a pharmacist who came through our program, Amy. So it's wonderful to have them come back and tell me about their successes. I love it. Students will ask to be on my Facebook, which I apologize, but I don't usually do Facebook, only with family. But I hear a lot about their successes and what they're doing, and it's inspirational, definitely.
Mhm.
And we're getting many more Southeast Asians into UC and CSU campuses, which is my goal, definitely.
Well, that's awesome. And it takes a lot of passion. It's a lot of work. And I do know Cami and Chai, and they do a great job. So I'm so glad that you get to participate in that and help students succeed. So I think that's great. So you've invested a lot of time at Fresno City College. You're involved in the Asian American Faculty Staff Association. You've been involved with the UCL program. You've been involved with students. Um, what inspires you and what brings you joy today?
Mhm. You mean besides students?
It could be
Uh,
students. Sure, it's always student driven, I'm sure.
no, absolutely. That's one of the best things about teaching. Um, but in addition to that, I am a dog lover. And I know that the pandemic has been really hard on everyone, but one of the blessings of being quarantined has been more time that I can spend with my two dogs. They're Black Lab rescues. And so I have a 15-year-old who is really getting up there in age, and I've had, every day, all day with her, which has been wonderful. A couple of other things that I love to do, traveling, hiking, which I don't know how much forest we have left around here, but this summer I plan to hike as much as I can. We're going to travel to visit family who have recently moved in the area. I have a nephew who just was accepted to um, CSU, Oregon, and I have another nephew who recently moved into the area with his beautiful wife to San Luis Obispo. So I plan to travel there. And I don't know how much traveling we can do outside of the state, but hopefully quarantine will be lifted soon.
Well, a lot of wonderful family members and great places to go visit. I think it's great. I also have a dog. Well, my son, it's his dog, but having a pet during quarantine has been a blessing.
Yes.
And it's so great that you bring that up because finding those little nuggets of nice things in a day when you're at home all day long, go out for a walk, get outside. And, it's so encouraging to hear you say that because having a pet is so important. And I think it's helped everyone during this time.
Mhm.
So, Karen, we're coming to the end of our interview, but is there anything else you would like to share for Asian American Month?
I would like to charge all Americans, but Asian Americans in particular, with finding Asian heroes, Asian and Asian American heroes. Our history books do not cover them. They don't highlight the contributions that we've made to this country. When I ask my students to give me one Asian American hero, the only one that they can come up with is Bruce Lee. And I'm not trying to diminish Bruce Lee's contributions at all. He's made incredible bounds in the area of the media and movies. However, there are many, 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 many more contributions that Asians have made to this country since the 1800s in the areas of medicine and politics, like Patsy Mink,
Mhm.
Daniel Inouye, in the area of literature, like Amy Tan and Maxine Hong Kingston. And one of my favorite writers that I've used for years in the classroom, Tess Uriza Holt. Um, there are many contributions, and until we understand how much of this country has been built on Asian American contributions and Asian contributions, there will always be hate directed at us. So please go out and find some heroes and brag about them, because Asians don't brag enough. We don't. We should.
Karen, that's a great charge to all of our readers to look at Asian heroes. There are a lot, like you mentioned, and for Asian American Month, Mai Yang and I are going to be hosting our favorite Asian authors
Yes.
on April 27th. So contact Mai Yang or myself to get the Zoom link. I'm actually going to highlight and read one of Lee Herrick's poems because we're both Korean adoptees,
Yes.
and one poem really speaks to me. So on that note, I want to thank you for joining me today. I learned more about you, and for Asian American Month, everyone, thank you and enjoy April. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.